Scott Bauer, here we are, just as Scott Wren just said, everything's still in play. Soaring inflation, supply chain problems, the China lockdowns. But are you ready to call a market bottom right now as a trader, Scott?
No, not yet, Liz. And Scott hit the nail on the head that there was a lot of short covering yesterday. And, Powell seemed very confident. But the bottom line is the market doesn't believe it. And if you look at the CME FedWatch tool, they're actually pricing in the probability of a 75-point basis hike in June at around 75%. So the market doesn't buy it. That news we got this morning on the labor front did not help. Listen, the Fed does not have the tools to affect the supply side of the equation. They only have tools to really affect the demand side. Supply chain issues are not getting better, and they're not going to get better in the next few months or so. Then we saw what happened overnight with the Bank of England, that they're raising rates as well. So there's a big sell-off in UK government bonds that helped push our rate of, on the 10-year up to 3.1. So are we in a market bottom yet? No, I don't believe so, Liz. But I will tell you that the sell-off today, though not unexpected, this to me is a little bit more of a capitulation than what we saw earlier in the week. Okay. I see more panic today, even though the VIX is not approaching 40, 45. I see more panic today out there than I did earlier in the week. So I do think we are getting closer to a bottom, but we're not there yet.
Down 5%. You've got Google, Alphabet down 5%. I mean, Meta. If you're buying that story down about 7%, are you, Scott Bauer?
You know what? Some of those names I am. But to Scott's point just now, what he said was it's not the big, the big investors pushing this market down. It's the traders, which is exactly why I said earlier, I'm seeing more of that capitulation right now. You typically don't see that from the big, the big investment out there, the big investors out there. You see that from the trader perspective. And that's exactly where I come from. That is what I am seeing right now. So longer term, am I dipping into Microsoft, Apple, Google here, especially before their split, or Alphabet going into their split? Yes, I am. You don't go in all at once, but you have to. If you have a longer term horizon, these are the opportunities that you look for. And you're not necessarily going to be right tomorrow or the next day. Yeah. It's an average process.
Hence